After killing every tiger in Korea province, only the king of the tiger was left. Will he survive or will be caught? Let's figure it out. Hi, welcome back to the Explanation Pro. Today I'll recap a drama movie called The Tiger from 2015. Spoilers alert. Watch out and take care. The movie is set in Korea in 1915. There, a man called Chun Man-dunk lives happily with his son and wife. Man-dunk is a recognized hunter. He teaches his son how to hunt while pointing a gun at a rabbit. One day, his son will follow in his father's steps. Meanwhile, at home, Man-dunk's wife is preparing dinner. Unfortunately, the family is undergoing a food shortage. So, Man-dunk decides to go hunting. The wife offers the little rice there was to her husband, but the man rejects it. He wants the child and the woman to eat. Man-dunk heads deep into the forest. He eventually makes it to a trail of blood, next to some animal prints. Man-dunk realizes he might be in danger, so he grabs his rifle and shoots into the air. The shot seemed to scare whatever predator was nearby. Man-dunk hears a crack through the woods. He points with his rifle and spots a big feline jumping through the trees. Man-dunk immediately looks for cover. When he hears the beast approaching, Man-dunk turns and meets face to face with a tiger. The wild animal feels threatened, so it runs toward Man-dunk, but the fearless hunter barely moves. He shoots his rifle and then the scene changes to the future. Now it's 1925. We find the Japanese Governor-General in his office. The man collects tiger furs, heads, and bodies as a hobby. Soon, he discovers there's one dangerous tiger in Korea that has caused struggles throughout the villages. Needless to say, the general wants to get its valuable pelt as a trophy. Not to mention, the fact that the tiger has one eye makes it more valuable still. This tiger, however, is too dangerous, as mentioned before, and has already killed plenty of hunters. The general scolds one of the officers because of not being able to catch the animal. He threatens him to do it despite all odds, otherwise, he'll have to face consequences. Later, Hunter Guk-young and his team are looking for the valuable tiger. The team finds a human dead body next to a trail of tiger prints. These belong to the tiger's mate and its cubs. So, Guk-young decides to set traps for the animals. We meet Man-dunk once again. One of the general's officers is encouraging Man-dunk to help the team hunt the tigers. However, Man-dunk declines the officer, stating that he has long ago retired from hunting. Back to the hunters, we discover that the trap was a success. The one-eyed tiger's mate has been trapped, along with the cubs. The hunters take the feline's lives out and carry their bodies back to the base. Meanwhile, the one-eyed tiger watches the team from a cliff, then roars in anger at the sight of its dead family. At the base, Guk-young talks to the officer. The officer talks about Man-dunk and about adding him to the team. Guk-young says that they cannot force him to look for the tiger, so, they need to think of a plan. Meanwhile, Man-dunk's son is sharing some time with a girl he likes. This girl tells that her mother is marrying her to a different man. After all, Man-dunk's family doesn't have a stable job, so the mother of the girl doesn't want her to be with Man-dunk's son. The alternative husband will provide a successful future, unlike Man-dunk's son. The boy hugs the girl, saying that they'll find a way to be together. The hunters are laying yet more traps. They use one of the dead cubs as bait. They are completely unaware that the one-eyed tiger is looking at them through the bushes. At night, Man-dunk prepares medicine for his son. The young boy says that there's a huge reward for the one who hunts the tiger. He suggests that they should hunt it together, and earn the money. Man-dunk gives him a serious and cold stare at his son. He seems to be unhappy with the idea, somehow. That night, the group of hunters is gathered by a fire. All of a sudden, Guk-young hears something nearby. He and the hunters rush to the traps. However, once they make it there they find no tiger, but a pack of wolves trapped in a net. It turns out that the tiger successfully avoided every trap and rescued its dead cub. The following day, Guk-young and the hunters go to see Man-dunk. They beg Man-dunk to come with them and guide the group toward the tiger's nest, but of course, Man-dunk won't do it. Man-dunk, then, gently asks the men to leave. Before leaving, though, Guk-young asks the young boy his age. Is Guk-young considering him for a plan? Man-dunk smokes from his pipe, remembering the hurtful past. In his memories, we find a younger Man-dunk running through the jungle with a group of people. They find a couple of corpses lying on the jungle's soil. There, a younger Guk-young is bleeding, with half of his face wounded. Unfortunately, the tiger not only hurt Guk-young but also killed his brother. Finally, Guk-young confesses that the tiger has headed to the village, so Man-dunk goes after it. Nonetheless, Man-dunk stops in the middle of the trees. He hears an unknown sound and shoots toward its direction. He realizes then that the tiger was behind him all the time. When the tiger leaves, Mandunk concludes that the sound was something else. Unfortunately, Mandunk discovers his dead wife lying on the field. Mandunk killed her by accident. The memory ends there. Now, Mandunk and son are taking a stroll. The boy confesses he wants to join the hunters and kill the tiger. Mandunk gets mad at him, but so does the boy. The boy doesn't want to be a herb gathered his entire life. Mandunk gets even madder and slaps the boy in the cheek. The boy won't give in, though. He stands up and says he will kill the tiger to avenge the mother's death. The child, then, meets the officer. He offers his service as a hunter. Without thinking about it, the officer provides the boy with a rifle. With a huge smile on his face, the boy leaves. One of Gukyeong's men tries to stop him. He doesn't want the boy to risk his life during such a dangerous mission. However, Gukyeong states that it was his decision, and that should be respected. Mandunk is at home, waiting for his son to return. Time passes by, but the boy never shows up. Mandunk then remembers the conversation he had with the boy, so he rushes to the forests to look for him. Meanwhile, the little boy is walking with a group of hunters. Everyone's making noises to attract the tiger. Another group of hunters is hidden between the branches and bushes, using the other cub as bait. They are ready to shoot at the animal as soon as they spot it. The majestic beast, however, appears somewhere else, nearer the group of men who were making noises. The tiger jumps and kills as many hunters as it can. Some men pointlessly shoot at the tiger, but the bullets never hit it. Mandunk's son is petrified. He doesn't know what to do. Fear has paralyzed him. Luckily, another man pushes the boy behind a tree. When the tiger is done with the killings, he slowly walks next to the boy. The tiger notices him but continues walking as if he wasn't there. That is until a dying man stands up behind the boy's place. The tiger notices him and perceives the man as a threat, so the tiger shows its fangs. The young boy gets scared, believing that the tiger was after him. The boy grabs a rifle and shoots at the beast. Later, the other group of hunters reaches the scene of the massacre. Most men are dead, and some others are severely wounded. Gukyeong feels someone grabbing his leg. When he looks down, he finds Mandunk's son hurt and bleeding. Gukyeong wants to help him, but he leaves, prioritizing finding the tiger. It was a futile attempt since the tiger had already taken the cub and escaped. Gukyeong spots fresh blood on the snow. He concludes that the tiger is wounded, so he wants to go after it. However, the other hunters want to return to the scene of the killings, to save the young boy's life. There, they discover a pack of hungry wolves feeding themselves from the dead bodies. The hunters alarm the wolves and the animals escape. However, the men discover that the boy is missing. It turns out that the boy has been dragged by the wolves. One of the hunters punches Gukyeong in the face with all his might. He's enraged at him for letting the child alone when he was still alive. Out of nowhere, Mandunk appears. He wants to find his son. The boy is about to be eaten alive by the savage wolves. But oddly enough, the tiger appears and threatens the wolves. They are more in number, but the tiger is too strong. It grabs one of the wolves by its neck and kills the canine in 1 second. The rest of the pack runs away, fearing for their lives. Now the tiger and the boy are alone. What do you think it will do with the boy? Believe it or not, the tiger simply lays next to Mandunk's son and waits for him to die peacefully. The next day, Gukyeong talks to the general. He demands soldiers to help hunt the beast. Otherwise, a group of mere hunters won't be enough. The general, then, agrees on providing Gukyeong with the necessary men. While Mandunk is mourning his son's loss, he hears someone or something approaching from behind. Mandunk turns his head and finds the tiger who had brought the son's corpse to him. After that scene, we see a memory from the past. We spot a much younger Mandunk meeting the tiger we found at the beginning of the movie. Mandunk sees the two cubs running toward the tiger. When the animal jumps toward Mandunk, the man shoots and the beast falls to the snow. The tiger, however, is wounded, and not dead. That is until Gukyeong shoots it in the head. Gukyeong then proceeds to kill the cubs. There we discover that one of these cubs is the one-eyed tiger. Gukyeong aims his rifle at the tiger cubs, but Mandunk puts a stop to him. He says that they should leave the cubs to the mercy of Mother Nature. Whether they live or perish is not a decision they must take. However, this was a blatant lie. Mandunk grabs the tiger cubs and hides them in a cave. Day after day, Mandunk provides the tigers with food. Despite Mandunk's help, one of the cubs passes away. The other grew to become the ferocious tiger we have seen throughout the entire movie. The flashback ends there. The tiger leaves and Mandunk approaches his son's body. Understandably, the poor man begins to cry. Meanwhile, the Japanese soldiers are setting explosives everywhere. Once these explosives blow up, the animals escape the fire, but sadly, they meet their deaths anyway at the hands of the soldiers. Of course, not even that is enough to put a stop to the one-eyed tiger. The beast makes its presence and kills every soldier. However, the beast is unaware that KiII is pointing its rifle at its head. The hunter pulls the trigger and the bullet makes it to the tiger's dead eye. Everyone throws ropes at the animal. Once the tiger is trapped, KiII approaches it. He's about to shoot a fatal blow, but the animal, once again, frees itself and attacks everyone. The last victim is KiII, who dies after the tiger tears him into pieces. This event makes the general lose his temper. He cannot believe that such a trained army has lost because of a mere tiger. So, he orders the rest of the men to go after the tiger and kill it. That night, the officer makes it to the hunter's camp. He approaches one of them and orders him to find Mandunk, even if it's against his will. In the meantime, Mandunk is placing his son's corpse inside the house. Then, he sets the shack on fire, leaving everything behind. He then looks for the ferocious tiger. They stare at each other, and the man understands that their fates were to lose their families. Then the tiger leaves, but the two will meet soon. The hunters make it to Mandunk's shack, but they discover it was burned down. Mandunk climbs a mountain and makes it to the top. He sits there and calmly waits for the tiger to appear. Of course, they won't be alone. Every soldier and hunter climbs the mountain as well. The tiger makes it to the mountaintop, where it's received with a gentle greeting from the man. The battle begins. Mandunk takes his gun and the tiger charges after him. Mandunk shoots the animal and it falls to the ground. The man takes a knife out, but the one-eyed tiger recovers quickly and jumps toward Mandunk for a second time. The two fall through the mountain directly into a pit. Needless to say, both man and beast die together after hitting the ground. The first hunter reaches the mountaintop, but it is too late. In the end, the Japanese army was not able to hunt the tiger. The general orders them to withdraw, believing that the winter played against them. He considers it best to continue hunting once the winter is over. The last scene shows the bodies of the two warriors lying next to each other. Soon, the snow will cover both, and return to Mother Nature.